I'm sensing that there are a lot of joyful noises tucked in your pockets, ready to be shared at the right time. Before the service started, someone asked, "Who's preaching today?" And I said, "You are," which surprised that person. But I would say, welcome to our service of Psalms and Songs, which is a shared experience of joyful noise. Today's service continues our summer exploration of the Psalms with the help of Walter Brueggemann. With the help of Walt, we have taken a closer look at Psalms that accompany different seasons and moments in life and faith. Seasons and Psalms of orientation, of disorientation, and new or reorientation. So today we will hear Psalms that are expressions of each movement of faith and sing songs inspired by them. The first one, Psalm 8, is a creation song. It honors the glory, goodness, and power of God on display in the beauty and dependability of good creation. The singers of psalms such as this one recognize life in communion with creation as orderly, safe, and free. It is through creation that God bestows blessings upon us and shows those blessings to be trustworthy. Hear now Psalm 8. Yahweh, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have placed your glory above the heavens. From the lips of infants and children, you bring forth words of power and praise to answer your adversaries and to silence the hostile and vengeful. When I behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you set in place, what is humanity that you should be mindful of us? Who are we that you should care for us? You have made us barely less than God and crowned us with glory and honor. You have made us responsible for the works of your hands, putting all things at our feet, all sheep and oxen, yes, even the beasts of the field, the birds of the air and the fish of the sea, and whatever swims the paths of the seas. Yahweh, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Amen. A paraphrase of Psalm 8 is the hymn, "Oh, how glorious, full of wonder." The text was written by a UCC minister, Curtis Beach. He was inspired by a World War II photo of Cologne Cathedral in Germany, taken after the US bomber pilots were instructed to hit the nearby railroads, but to save the cathedral, giving the picture an aura of beauty in the midst of destruction. At a time now when our gardens are full of weeds and blossoms, tomatoes and peppers, when we hear thunder and seek the full moon, we can also sing of glorious wonder. For now, let us share, "Oh, how glorious, full of wonder," singing verses 1 and 2. Psalm 22 is a psalm of disorientation. Actually, it's a personal complaint. Its first lines are mostly familiar to Christians because Jesus uttered them from the cross. This song speaks of the unmoored feeling of a life under threat and being seemingly abandoned by God. Disconnected from the blessings once associated with God's presence, it brings all the questions, challenges, and doubts it can muster into a conversation with a still present God. Hear now portions of Psalm 22, beginning with the first verse. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far away, so far from saving me, so far from the words of my groaning? I cry all day, my God, but you never answer. I cry all night long, and sleep deserts me. But you, Holy One, you sit enthroned on the praises of Israel. Our ancestors put their trust in you. They trusted, and you rescued them. They cried to you and were saved. They trusted you and were never disappointed. Yet here I am, more worm than human, the scorn of humanity, an object of ridicule. All who see me mock me. They shake their heads and sneer. You trust in God? Ha! Let God save you now. If God is your friend, let God rescue you. Yet you drew me out of the womb. You nestled me in my mother's bosom. You cradled me in your lap from my birth. From my mother's womb, you have been my God. Don't stand aside now that trouble is near. I have no one to help me. But you, Yahweh, don't be far off. My strength, hurry to help me. Rescue my life from the sword, my dear life from the power of these dogs. Save me from the lion's mouth, my poor soul from the wild bull's horns. Then I will proclaim your name to my sisters and brothers and praise you in the full assembly. Here ends our second reading. The next hymn, O God, my God, was written by John Bell. John is a member of the Iona community, a religious group based on the rather remote island of Iona off the western coast of Scotland. The words are a paraphrase of Psalm 22 and reflect the theme of abandonment and have been described as a protest song of complaint. It shows the same stark honesty before God found in many of the Psalms of disorientation. Because it's probably less familiar to us, Bobby will play the whole melody through first before we start singing, verses 1 and 4. Psalm 146 is a song of an individual and a people who have seen the worst of what life has to offer and have found renewed hope, trust, and faith in a faithful and present God on the other side. Psalm 146. Alleluia! Praise Yahweh, my soul. I will praise you all my life. I will sing praise to my God while I live. Do not trust in rulers, in mortals in whom there is no salvation. When their spirits depart, they return to the earth, and on that day their plans perish. Happy are those whose help is the God of Israel, whose hope is in Yahweh, their God, who made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in it. Yahweh, you keep faith forever. You secure justice for the oppressed. You give food to the hungry. You set the captives free. You give sight to the blind. You raise up to those who are bowed down. You love those who do justice. You protect strangers. You sustain orphans and the bereaved, but you thwart the way of the corrupt. Yahweh will reign forever. Your God, Zion, through all generations. Alleluia. Horatio Spafford was a Chicago attorney who lost all his holdings in the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. 2 years later, his wife and 4 daughters were on a ship headed to England when it collided with another ship. His 4 daughters drowned. Only his wife survived. In spite of these experiences, Spafford helped Dwight Moody, a Chicago evangelist, rebuild the North Side Tabernacle, a large church that was the first building rebuilt in the area that had been claimed by that inferno, and wrote the words we're about to sing. Number 438, verses 1 and 4. When peace like a river, it is well with my soul.